Today I'm going to be harvesting seeds from a summer squash. This was a small yellow summer squash that was hand pollinated and then left on the vine until it got huge like this. So summer squash can cross with zucchini, they can cross with pumpkins, they can cross with acorn squash and spaghetti squash. So you really need to hand pollinate your squash to get pure squash seeds. Earlier this summer, we did a video about hand pollinating, and I will put a link to that in the description box below. So this one was hand pollinated using taping, and then I scratched seed onto the surface of it so that I would remember not to pick this one. You could also tie a ribbon around it, or just tie a ribbon around the base, just something to mark it to make sure that you remember that this is the one that you hand pollinated. So we had our first frost, probably 6 weeks ago. This could have been left out in the garden through the first frost, but I went ahead and picked it when I brought in my winter squash. And it's just been sitting on the table as fall decor since then. Today I'm going to cut it open and take the seeds out. This variety I usually don't get a real high seed yield from. So we'll see what I got going on. This is hard. It's going to take me a minute to crack into it. Whew. Let me try this way. I actually might have to go get a hammer to get into this one. Yeah, this is really hard. I'm gonna go get a hammer and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just took this squash out in the driveway and beat it to death with a hammer. So now we've gotten in to the seed cavity so we can harvest these seeds. So I'm going to pull these out of here. I have a bowl of warm soapy water that I'm going to put all of these seeds in. And then I'm just going to rinse these in this bowl of warm water. They don't need to sit in here. If you wanted to, you could leave them to soak for a few hours, but no longer than that because we don't want them to start sprouting. With squash seeds, you really want to get them dried out as soon as you can. And it looks like we got a pretty good seed yield off of this one. Probably, I would guess there's 200 seeds in here. So these will last me a long time. These were, like I said, these were hand pollinated, and I used a male flower from a different plant of the same variety. Using male and female flowers from two different plants will help to preserve the genetic diversity of your variety. With squash, inbreeding isn't a huge deal, but still the more plants you can use to save seeds from, the better. Looks like I've got a little helper.
I'm going to the yard, Mom.
Are you going to help me save squash seeds?
Yeah. Is it broken?
Is it broken?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's broken.
Can we take the seeds out?
We're taking the seeds out, and then we'll plant them next year, and we'll grow some more yellow squash.
Here, Mom.
Do you want to come over here and look at the camera?
Yeah.
Do you like yellow squash?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do? It's yummy, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to wash these off, and then I will dry them. It helps if you can dry them with a towel first, blot them dry as well as you can, and then spread them out on a plate to get nice and dry. And once they are completely dry, these seeds will actually snap in half if you try to bend one. So that's a really good indicator. If you have a hard time getting them dry, you can put them in a dehydrator at 90-95 degrees for a few hours. So these squash seeds will last several years, and this will be our yellow squash for next year.